But basically, this was all foreign troops, and these fuckers fled after 2 days of artillery.
Who were they?
They were foreigners. They were part of the Foreign Legion.
Oh, they were Legion.
There was like 35, 40 of them back here, and they all fucking fled in the middle of the night. And so the Ukrainians were on our right over here. They actually pulled back to our position.
So they had to guard the position these motherfuckers left.
Yeah, and then over on the left was,
yeah,
we know where some of them are at. Most of them left the country.
Back in the States.
I think the Legion kicked out a majority of them.
As they should.
So
yeah.
they should have been shot, but
fucked up.
yeah, because like we woke up on the third day, and fucking a Ukrainian came running to us and was talking to the commander, and the commander's like, "Fuck," and we're like, "What?" He's like, "No one." Like they just left. They left in the middle of the night. There was no one behind us. And like the village, there wasn't like outside of this, there was no front line. This was it. Depending on what was going on in the day, there was either Russians here or here. At one point, the Russians were like directly across us, and this open field over here was at one point like fully controlled by the Russians, and all they had was the back area here.
Right.
So like, we got left with no rear security. We could have got fucking wasted easy.
Thank God their tactics suck. Can you tell these guys again? This was who owned that van?
That was ours. That was Lou's. Dude, so that was our transport truck. We had like water and shit in it.
Yeah.
And the Ukrainians had like a HQ back there with artillery and mortars in it. But they went back one day for something, parked the van for like 5 minutes, and it just got smashed. And they still drove it back up here.
What caliber RD did you guys have?
We didn't have it. I don't know what we were using.
We had
yeah, they got hit by artillery.
They had Ukrainians.
We had artillery back there, and then if you go like 800 meters back that way, they chopped a bunch of trees down, and they were launching 60s and 80s.
Okay.
So the Ukrainians, so basically the Ukrainians had mortars set up, and they'd shoot a couple rounds and run back in their BMPs and wait for the artillery to hit them. So
counter battery was pretty accurate?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was no counter battery. The Russians just fucking nonstop.
Where was the arty coming from?
So on the other side of Moshchun, there's like a little swamp area. And it was right basically at the other side of the trees is where they were at for most of the shit.
You could hear the outgoing and then...
Oh, you could hear it coming in and going.
You fucking knew it was inbound.
Yeah.
Did you guys get arty and mortared and rocketed in Iraq and in Afghanistan? And
Not much. I mean, I did in Iraq 2014 to 2018, but...
So you got some, so you knew what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, well, and like we look back on it now, we'll talk with the guys, and they're like, we were like, dude, that's literally that house we were in for 5 days straight. We never should have stayed in the same house for 5 days.
On average, just fucking, and I know a lot of it's going on in the woods and you guys, pushed up, but on average, how many rounds of incoming Russian 155?
It was nonstop.
Just fucking nonstop.
Yeah. It was, there was literally maybe 5 minutes where there was nothing, and then you get up to go move somewhere and it's just, it was nonstop. I mean, like, the guys fled the trench, but, I mean, I'm pissed that they fled, but at the same time, it's like, yeah. If you didn't know,
nonstop shelling.
Yeah, I mean, it was nonstop.
They didn't know how to build overhead or anything like that either.
No, there was no overhead. So like the trench now is dug a lot better, but before it was maybe like this deep.
Yeah.
But
then they dug it deeper.
Yeah.
For the first incoming.
Well, they dug it deeper after this was cleared, apparently. But
was it all like Russian 155, or were you getting 82, or was it?
Fuck, they had tanks over that way. I don't know. It was everything they had.
So everything you had, but as far as incoming artillery, was it mainly?
I don't have a clue.
Just fucking big and sucked.
Pretty much.
Good to go. Well, let's look at your van and see if any of your supplies are left.
Dude, I want to see if there's anything in the house still that we know about.
Yeah. Watch the chickens in the yard over there.
Yeah, dude. We were like,
hey, can we get a chicken?
At one point we hadn't eaten for like 3 days. So like they had chickens, and we were always talking to our commander. We're like, we're gonna go get a chicken. He's like, no, it's someone else's. I was like, fuck.
Ryan, here's what's left over.
Dude, and I just talked to the one guy. He's like, you could have came and got a chicken. I was like, fuck.
You could have just asked.
Yeah, he's like, why didn't you just come over? I was like, artillery.
Here's what's left of one of your jellies.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's a gas can in there. What's left of it? I'm glad no one was in it.
Oh no, they were in it when it got hit. The door actually got locked back, so this is worse than what it was. It obviously got smashed again, but yeah, it was pretty. It wasn't moving after we got here again.
I can see why. You gotta fucking clear it up.
So the Russians, where those vehicles are, that's where the Russians were. Right, like if you go from the Russian positions, our house is the only thing you see down that road, and we were shooting.
This is literally exactly.
Yeah, like we should have got killed.
Out like a sore thumb.
And yeah, like I mean, this was the only building that you could see from that road, and we were shooting PKM out of it, rockets out of it, like everything.
You guys want to go look inside?
This was our house, our lovely hideout. A little bit more ruined now.
Yeah, a lot more ruined.
Our lovely house.
You guys fucking get footage. We thought we were gonna.
Dude, the little cups are still here though. Check it.
We need a little.
They had a bunch of them in like a fucking cupboard. We were drinking with them, like water and shit.
Was this the kitchen right here?
The kitchen was right here.
This is like a porch area here.
So there was this fence was all the way across at one point.
Yeah.
But so the Russians were actually like straight across,
Okay.
and there was less greenery, so you could actually see all the way across. And basically, when we'd run out of here, they'd fucking take pot shots at us.
I'm kind of surprised that they didn't get more shit. I mean, this is obviously a fair amount of mortars, artillery. I'm seeing a couple direct fire, but they didn't.
Dude, they never hit
Good
us.
shots.
They were terrible.
Is this
Hey, we got a PKM box still here.
Hey, is this a Christmas tree?
Oh, that was the one that was in the living room.
Oh, that's your little Christmas tree? Yeah.
Hey, our PKM box is here.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
Watch out for nails, right? Yeah. So this was the kitchen, that was the living room.
This is where we slept. There's the beds that we all put together.
Yeah, that's where we were sleeping.
So after like the third day, so when we originally came here, we were sleeping wherever we could just lay down.
Yeah.
And then like the third day, it was like, okay, the artillery's pretty bad. We should probably just group up in like the central part of the house
Yeah.
so we don't die if they hit
I
us.
mean, in all honesty, you guys actually picked a pretty sturdy fucking house. This is not.
But this was, we literally moved all the beds right here.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Right below the stairs.
Fuck.
And then the upstairs area, that's where.
Hey, and there's the beds that the last day we were here, we should probably put stuff against the windows so we don't get killed or like the openings.
From travel.
Yeah, the last day.
Yeah.
And there's the one bed that we put up there. Fuck.
What were you guys doing for chow for 5 days?
Nothing. So at one point, the back garage there, I went to that back garage
Right.
and I found pasta. Like this sitting in like one of their little storage areas. So
Right.
like we grabbed the pasta and like we're getting artillery and I'm cooking pasta in the kitchen.
I mean,
But otherwise we didn't really have food. They would bring us water.
Yeah.
But the guys in the back didn't want to like try to haul the food with them. It was
Yeah.
basically like if you were in the trench,
Yeah.
if you ran, you had to like run to get here.
Yeah, yeah,
Like it was, otherwise you're gonna get killed. So
I mean, just loosely, who was in the trench? At that point, it was like just Ukrainians that had pulled back.
once the foreigners fucking fled, it was just Ukrainians that covered the rear.
Right.
So and then there was some like Georgian Legion guys.
Yeah, I heard they were pretty good.
Yeah, so the Georgian Legion and everyone else was just on our left flank here.
Yeah.
So
And their building got fucking swacked and mutilated
oh, they got nailed. Yeah.
badly. And their commander was fucking no hearing and couldn't use.
Yeah, so they were on the left. I think it was the Georgian Legion, and then there was some I think it was like part of the Azov guys that they brought in to help out.
Right.
And then the right was all Ukrainian for the most part down that way.
So you guys are literally on the pointy end, meaning
We're in the middle.
Here, there's nothing but freaking open shit around you guys.
Pretty much.
If you were my squad leader, I would have said you need to fucking pull back a little bit. You're a little far out. Yeah.
I don't think that was an option, though. It was pretty much you're staying in this house till somebody relieves you. And then, like, the last day we were here, they sent some Ukrainians to relieve us. But
So we're obviously not going upstairs, but just give us a quick indication. But what's an average day look like?
shoot. So, actually, from our upstairs, you can't see it from down here, but we could literally see where they had a checkpoint down there. And, like, they were just fucking stupid. Like, the Russians were... we had one guy smack a dude, like nailed him in the like center mast him, and he dropped down, obviously died, and then like 30 minutes later there was another guy standing right next to him.
Take them out.
Yeah, they just were, whatever. I really want to know what unit was here, so like in 20 years I can go to Russia and be like, hey, you guys are idiots.
Yeah.
But like it'd be nice, it'd be cool to meet them because like it was just a shit show. They weren't very.
So Ukraine has the units, names, numbers. And about 80% of...
I would totally love to talk to their commanders, call them on the phone, and be like, dude, you guys got your shit
Those are
rocked.
fucking idiots.
Yeah.
So, obviously pretty concerned about UXO anywhere in the grass area, but
We
walk down to the
yeah, we
Russian-
walk down the road. You should be able to walk down
I think we're
that.
good on the road.
Just don't pick shiny objects up.
Yep. No shooting.
I think Moshchun, I think the Ukrainians cleared most of this right now.
So the mayor said that he cleared all the mines,
Yeah.
and then a guy got blown up yesterday north of the city, so FYI.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be UXO. He was looking for mines, I guess, but you know, UXO.
But I know they tried to clear most of Moshchun and Irpin of all the stuff. I think Irpin they did a little bit more because it's a bigger city.
Okay.
But it would suck to get schwacked by a fucking UXO after 5 days of being here and not dying.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a good idea. Let's not do that.
How's the front look?
Yeah, so the.
Hey, there's the pot I used. For the pasta pot.
Little pasta pot?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first day, so we secured this house, and then we just kept pushing up. It's our tiny little group, and then we like broke through the fence here. Right. Yeah, there was a house on the other side of that, but that's all. Oh, okay. See, I didn't see that. So there was a fucking house.
Yeah, we had knocked a wall. Where was the hole? The hole was right here, wasn't it?
Where the green thing is.
Yeah, we basically pried it open so we could skirt through here versus going through the thing.
Did you guys use this little outhouse here?
No, we just pissed outside.
A little close to it. Yeah, we pushed out, and then there was like a little like machine gun nest thing, which I'm pretty sure is gone now.
Yeah, my machine gun nest got blown up.
Yeah. Did you dig it in, or was it?
No, so there was like a little shed that we just moved the wall away to where we could see down and shoot out of it. But then one of our guys decided to shoot a lot of it, and it just blew it out. So they ruined my machine gun nest.
I think that's what Ryan was those sticks. That's
Yeah, that's the remainder of my little bunker with the PKM. I got left in that position overnight because everyone forgot about me. Yeah, they forgot about me. I was in that fucking thing for like 4 hours.
No, we were just calling our commander, and he's like, he stay here, and then we just kept going up to town.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll walk through that, because that was insane.
Yeah, so these two windows on the top floor was where we were shooting out of.
Can we, you guys mind, are you guys doing good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You guys mind getting a photo with right here? That's good. Yeah.
I don't remember the plant thing out front though. Although I never really stood out here. I don't think we ever really stood out here other than to move though.
Yeah, we just got shot at every time.
It looks different. It looks better.
It's nicer?
There's greenery and it's not freezing.
Yeah, dude, it was so cold here.
Dude, so like we dropped all our gear in the forest. Yeah, I couldn't feel my feet afterwards. But so we dropped all our cold weather gear because we thought we were just going to go through the forest, clear the forest.
Right.
5 days later, like nobody has any cold weather gear. Like it was bad. Yeah, the deserters smashed their rifles behind us too, so we couldn't. Yeah, and they buried their ammo, so we couldn't take their shit and use it.
What the fuck? Yeah, that's like actual sabotage.
Yeah, luckily we brought
That's a tank main gun round for sure.
Yeah, so like all this, I think they own this too, but this was actually, you could tell where they were, this family here was building up their houses. Dude, they're still living in that.
Yeah. Did you meet him?
Yeah, the guy came out and said hi, because I was like...
I was asking Tim if he... Yeah. He's the guy who had the chickens, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lady that had the chickens.
No, that's his wife. Yeah.
Okay.
So the guy said literally, if you would have came across the road, we'd have gave you a chicken. I was like, 5 days.
Now.
Yeah, nice to know now.
Steve was just like, no, starve. So here's your machine gun nest. Well, I guess it's on the other side.
It was right here at the front where the tire rims are. Because we propped up the tire rims so we could put the PKM behind it so it wouldn't move.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so this is where we dropped him off on the first night.
And funny enough, the Russians were in the fucking fields too.
Down in front?
Right here. So the Russians would cross in front of us right here. we weren't like, so like the Russian position is straight down that road, but there were Russians fucking around all over like there was no like actual front line, like a base right there for the Russians too.
Okay.
So they were everywhere. You just shot them when they moved.
Yeah.
Because like outside of the trench, like everything in the village was fluid. Like one day we'd be here, or like we'd have troops over there, and then the next day the Russians would have it.
So, hey, Ryan, so if I'm using military nomenclature to friggin' be accurate, that is your forward edge of the battle space.
Yep.
And literally the next guys with you are in the tree line. And
Yeah, so that tree line, they actually, the Ukrainians weren't in the village over here much, so if you go straight across, the Russians were all in that.
So that's what basically exactly what I'm getting to. You are literally surrounded on 2.5 sides.
Yeah. At the time, though, nobody realized it. Like, we learned afterwards, like, where exactly all the Russians were compared to everyone else, and it was just like, that was stupid, but...
Okay, so next question. We're approximately 125 feet, I'm sorry, 125 meters. This is the forward edge of the Russian battle area.
Yeah, so, like, we were killing Russians here, and then I hit the Russian with the rocket in that one.
So that's the one who was in his second story shooting at
Yeah,
you?
well, so there was guys in that one, and we shot one of them. He fell off the fucking balcony, and then another one decided to like stand out and see what was going on, and I just nailed him with a rocket.
And then you also had Russians crawling through the fields towards you.
Well, they would cross from, so the Legion guys were on the other side, the Georgian guys, and whoever else. So they would try to push in, and the Russians would just try to skirt this way.
Right.
And then when those guys would pull back to like their little house area, they would move back. So we would just shoot them when they'd run across the road.
And then who's in these buildings over here?
No one.
Just no man's land.
Whoever's in them.
Whoever's there. And I mean, we're pretty close to where Dad and Mom, or I'm sorry, Dad and daughter were in a building.
No, so they were coming out of that village.
Do you want to tell that story?
Yeah, so that was basically, it was like I think it was the last day, or second to last day. There was a dad trying to evacuate his daughter, like, out of there. And then they, like, came out there, and then the whole way, like, they're, like, come down this road, like, they're just setting artillery up.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Russians were using drones. They had drones up because we, on day 4, they sent some Ukrainian reinforcements, and I don't know why they did it, but they stood around in the road in a circle, and they had a drone overhead, and they just got nailed. The Russians smashed them.
Assembling, they thought they were in the rear.
Yeah, they thought they were secure because it was like 300 meters behind the trench, and they just got hit. I don't think anyone died. Well, I think maybe one died, but...
story interests me because you told it to me 3 months ago, but basically, if I remember from the day you told it to kind of, pull the thread a little further, you've been fighting for how many days at that point?
I think it was like day 4.
So it's 4 days, constant artillery. You have tons of frickin', well, you have a tank shows up, but goes down on the road. Your own tank shows up somewhere.
Yeah, our tank
That-
parked literally.
The Russian tank literally came down this road. They hit it with an NLAW. The NLAW didn't go off for some reason. So the fucking Russians reversed back and went down this side road over here. And then
They didn't come down
our tank came up and smashed it.
nailed it.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's still there.
They might have moved them by now. There was actually a BMP right here that was blown up too.
Okay.
Because we used to try to hide behind it.
Right on the right side?
Yeah, so like right where the not this part right here, but yeah, right where the garbage is.
Yeah, I can see the fucking, oil, grease, fire always looks the same on the ground.
Pretty much.
But so dad and daughter, after 4 days of constant shelling, literally are still sitting in their basement.
Yeah.
They're in almost kind of in Russian lines.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they E&E and they're like,
Yeah, that was the crazy thing was that they were there for so long. It's like I can't believe they didn't leave. Like,
Dude, in like Irpin, the day we were in Irpin, the guy that ran up to tell us where the Russian positions were near the bus stop. So when you guys went in the park, a civilian literally came up and was like, "Don't go in there." And he's like, "There's Russians there and there and there," and we're just like, "Too late."
So did you guys advance up here after, or you guys?
yeah. So the first night, I think day 3, me, Kevin, and Jesse, and
Well, you guys came up here the second night, because remember, you guys, the Russians were on the other side of the fucking fence.
yeah. So that was.
Oh, that was the first one.
That was up there further. Like we were way up there.
You guys want to go down that way?
Yeah, we'll go down.
So
there.
this is,
I think it was the 3rd day. Me, Kevin, and Jesse were somewhere in one of these buildings.
okay.
I think it was this one.
I'm trying to find. It was one of the ones with the shed.
Or no, it's the next one. I think you guys were in.
It's got to be funny
Four
to
of us
see.
just ran down here by ourselves in the middle of the day. And
It sounds bad, but it was basically go to work on whatever you after like. So like the first few days with Vadim, he wasn't really like kosher with us, just doing work whenever.
Right.
Like he had to give the order.
Because he
And
wasn't
then-
confident in your skills enough yet.
Yeah, I mean, he just didn't know what we were able to do.
Right.
And then like he
Well,
left.
you have to figure. Sorry for interrupting, but you got to figure he had like 30 fuckers who had no idea what they were doing, and another 30 that just fucking fled.
So after those guys fled, he actually went to the back to help get everyone, the Ukrainians, coordinated. When he came, by the time he came back, we had literally just started fucking smashing Russians when he was gone. Like when he left, he's like, "Don't shoot anyone." Well, that lasted for like 5 minutes.
2 seconds, yeah.
Once he left, we just started shooting everyone. All the Russians. It was like, if they're there, hit them. And he came back. He thought we were all dead because there was smoke coming out of the building and shit. Because we were shooting rockets out of that second story.
What did he say?
He was like, "I leave for 5 minutes." I was like, "Oh."
Well.
But after that, he was just basically like, "Do work." I mean, there was like a bunch of dead Russians laying over here.
So
Like
he-
he looked through the window and he's like, "Okay, good. And just keep going." And after that
Finally,
point,
some guys I can trust.
yeah, after that point, he's like, "You want to push forward?" He's like, "Go for it." He didn't, and then he'd come with us. So.
I mean, it's kind of hard for me as an officer not to love Vadim because he's, you know, he's dealing with the shit sandwich, right? I mean, you guys get to do fucking some glory and kicking ass and taking names and that kind of thing without food and barely any ammo. But he's got to deal with a bunch of chuckle knocks who have no clue what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
And he's got, I'm sure, you know, you probably didn't see it, but he's screaming for resupply. He's like, I'm getting fucking
Yeah, he
hit
wasn't.
left,
I don't think he was very happy initially, but I think overall, like now we joke with him all the time. Like
Yeah.
I think, like once he found out that we would stay and fight and we fought, you know, it was more of a like I don't know, we bonded.
Finally,
I
I
guess.
have some dudes who know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah,
That's awesome. You guys.
he's a pretty badass commander though, to be honest. So he doesn't like, dude, we'll get artillery and he'd just sit there and smoke a cigarette and be like, "This is normal."
That was his new phrase, right?
Pretty much, this is normal. And then he's like, "If you get hit, it's just bad luck." I'm like, "That's not really the case, but." Yeah, there was Russians in this one. They were in that one. They're fucking everywhere.
I mean, it's interesting because it's a pretty nice looking little suburb.
It was actually really, well, this is pretty bad now, but it was decent still looking with
the
the,
stonework here, and it's a nice little fence.
it was pretty decent town even when the Russians were here until they started just leveling stuff when they couldn't get anywhere.
Yeah.
Because they would try to push up this road all the time and they just get smashed. Well, like, I mean, if you look where we're at, our house was literally the only thing you could see from this road.
Yep.
And we just stayed there for 5 days shooting out the same
mean,
windows.
I would have blown the shit out of you guys.
That's what I mean. I want to meet the Russian commander and just be like, "What were you guys thinking? Like, you can see us all the way from your headquarters,
Yeah.
and you didn't do anything." I mean, they shot artillery, but they never hit the building. It's like you can't be that inaccurate.
I mean, at some point, the Russian tactic is the same as the Soviet tactic, which is smash with artillery and then move them with dead bodies. But if they don't have enough artillery, or their frontline guys are too scared to push forward.
And I think that's really what happened. Though. They just their artillery was effective,
Yeah.
but I mean, obviously not too effective. But
Right.
I think their artillery, they had enough artillery fire and indirect fires, but they just couldn't move. Every time they'd move forward, they'd just get smashed.
Shellacked.
And then at like day 3, they finally stopped standing in the fucking road.
But it
And
took
then-
3 days to figure out not to.
Yeah, and then they just stand in the houses. Like, was watching a guy through the frickin' sniper rifle for like what 2 hours, walk back and forth with his coffee, and then
Where was he loosely?
he was right in this one.
And you watching him on the second story?
Yeah, just
drinking
walking
coffee?
back and forth from the windows.
I was about to squeeze the trigger off on him, and then Lou, for whatever reason, was like, wait. And I was like, wait, what's going on?
Boy.
And then, like, he talked to Vadim for like a minute, and he's like, okay, good, go to work.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, watch the guy, and I was trying to catch him, like, because he'd go that way. And
True. So like, if
Right here.
between, so he's walking on the second story between those two windows.
yeah, so I was trying to get him as he was moving, and then one of the other guys came up, and then he wanted to sit on the hood. And then as soon as he got on the hood, the guy just stopped in the window and just stood there.
He shot him. He nailed him.
Yeah, he nailed him.
That was definitely their
They shot
officer,
him, the guy like froze, and they shot him again.
and he nailed him the second shot. So that was definitely their officer because he's drinking coffee.
Yeah, I know. I was like, he's definitely important.
That was their lieutenant for sure.
So the first night,
Right.
and then like, the group of us all the way up to this house.
Okay. Oh, so you came all. This is your
Yeah,
next
we
step. You push forward.
Yeah, we pushed all the way up here, and then we cleared out that house and a couple of these other houses. And then, as it got later, a bunch
Did
of
you have any Russians in them?
no, but as it got later, like they started pushing down the street.
They came back again.
So we were it was like me and a couple other guys were outside there. We had a couple other guys in the house, and the Russians started coming down the street. Some guy like made some noise, and then they started like silhouettes like.
Yeah.
And he was just like, don't shoot, but if they go in the courtyard, like, you will see them, they won't see you as well, you will kill them all. So we were just like letting that happen for probably like an hour, and then the Russians had pushed down on the other side of that fence.
So they're now basically 100% around.
Yeah, like we're all just sitting there like, dude, we're all dead.
How many guys were with you? 2 inside, 2 outside?
You had what, 5? Oh no, 7 with the Ukrainians.
Probably like 8, I think, because we had
Yeah, because Knife and those guys were there.
yeah, because we had Vadim and his boys, and then there was 4 of us.
Vehicles locked. And then you lit them up.
No, so eventually they pushed across the street and they took up that house.
Okay.
And then once they like dispersed, like back down to the house, and then we got back and Ryan was gone. And we were just like,
Ryan was still in the machine gun
Ryan was
net.
still where he's supposed to be.
no, you weren't in the machine gun.
Oh no, yeah, I pulled back because
Yeah, you
fucking
went in the
there were
house.
people, yeah, in front of me.
I like how the Ring doorbell is still hooked up. Like literally one piece of technology. So the Russians came inside the courtyard.
No, they didn't. They
didn't.
Yeah, they stopped at like the threshold and then they just didn't.
Do you think that they had been, like they still believed that that was the front, and so they just
I don't think they had a clue.
Later that night, they pushed all the way down to like our house at the end.
no shit.
And like that same fence that we were going out of,
Yeah.
like they were like picking around through there. And
So you were totally behind enemy lines by about
Yeah.
200-300 meters.
and then
And Ryan was by himself behind enemy lines. Like,
yeah.
Stories of Ryan being left behind. I think, are
I
gonna
don't
become
carry a PKM anymore for that reason.
Well, yeah, a lot of heavy.
Now,
lot of shit,
now, I
lot
just
of
carry,
noise.
now I just carry an RPG and a pistol.
Well, okay. Here's some dead Russian boots left behind.
I'm still upset we never got to get that other dead Russian's boots. There is one in the field still.
Where were those bodies at?
Right here.
Like the whole time.
Or no, it's up here still. It's right at the where that van's blown out.
There's some poor
Oh,
bastard's
yeah.
freaking accordion.
Yeah, like right here's where the Russians were.
Right inside this house.
Yeah, right. Well, like the ones that we shot in the road were right here. I don't remember if we ever really shot at that building. I think mainly it was this one. Oh no, actually the checkpoint was right here. This is the one that we hit the rocket, or the
Yeah, we hit it with a wonder.
hit it with a rocket when they were in there fucking around for like 2 days.
Now
I might have burnt that one down.
you said, Tim, that they would, like, a guy's freaking putting across the road, shoot him, he drops.
Yeah.
And then another guy would come right across, shoot him, he drops.
Oh, so yeah, like down.
That was right here at the van.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they just kept crossing.
Yeah, they were stupid.
They didn't even like full speed.
And they weren't even like rushing out to grab their guy.
Yeah, this was like the last couple of days we're out there. We're starting to get desperate.
And I didn't get to shoot him with the PCAM. The other guy did. I was downstairs sleeping.
Your one chance to shoot
Out there on the
PKM.
right, they set it on.
Oh, I shot the PCAM a lot, but I never got to shoot a group of 20 dudes running across the road. The one they lit on fire was this one right here, I think.
Yeah.
Is that Russian?
Yeah, they threw an incendiary grenade in it, and I was watching them through the scope.
In the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, they set the whole house.
They
on
started
fire.
burning the houses down. Yeah.
They just started burning houses.
Yeah, they're getting fucked up so bad.
So that's a Ukrainian vehicle, right?
Yeah. But yeah, this is where the dead Russians were from the first day. Yeah, there's the house they burnt, wasn't
I
it?
mean, there was no foliage on anything when you were here.
No, there was no greenery.
Today's a little chilly, but it was fucking
Still
freezing
warmer than
today.
last time.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it was bad. Dude,
So-
I couldn't feel my feet for 5 days. I still have issues with my feet.
I mean, this is,
At one point, we actually fled our house and went to the rear trench,
Right.
or that trench line, because they were pulling up, pushing that hard.
yeah.
And we spent like 3 hours in the trench, and our
Right.
commander's like, you know what, it's better to die in the house. So we just pushed back into the house because it was that cold. I was
That's
sleeping in
true.
it. We found a big ass like box, like a crate.
Yeah.
I literally just crawled in it and shut the lid.
That's
This
a little
is the one the
ominous.
Russians lit on fire.
So, just a recap. Now we're kind of near the end of the battle, right? Because you guys had made it up here. This is like day 3 or 4.
Oh, they were still here. When we left on day 5, they were still trying to push in. The next day, The Ukrainians actually pushed fully in, and I think, so you can't see it, but behind this is like it's not like a swamp, but there's like a little river that runs through it, and they actually hit their pontoon bridges, and then the Ukrainians actually took the rest of this. So we missed that by the day. Yeah, they built a bridge across a little swampland. I don't know.
But now they're getting desperate, and they know you're around, but they're not tactically very sound, and they just start pulling pins on fucking thermal grenades and throwing them in the house.
Yeah, so they lit the house on fire to try to mask the movement, because every time they go through the road, they just get smashed. So, and then they started moving in groups of 20, which didn't help them out at all either. It was like, one guy's gonna live.
They can't get us all.
Yeah, like this is basically where most of the Russian forces were, was right around in here.
So they were hooched up in these little, holy fuck, these places got.
I'm gonna assume the Russians were basically, they probably had most of their line was like right in this area.
Okay. Boy, they just mutilated every house around.
Pretty much.
What was your limit of advance?
We didn't have one, wherever we wanted to go.
Well, no, I mean, how far did you get? Was this as
Probably, I think probably like 100 meters in front of that truck was the furthest we ever got. But I mean, there wasn't, like, if we wanted to go all the way here, they would have let us.
Well, no, I mean, I know you could have. I'm just saying, how far did you
Yeah,
go?
probably right in front of that van, probably like 50 meters in front of it
And
that
you knew
way.
that there were Russians still back here, basically?
We could see them moving. Every time you could see them. They never hid.
Yeah.
They were just stupid. Like,
They took no cover. They took
No.
They just stood out in the open.
pretty
They
much.
just assumed you couldn't see them or you couldn't shoot.
I don't know what their deal was. I would really love to talk to the commander, to be honest, just to see like what they were thinking.
What the hell are you thinking, man?
They weren't very bright. Plus, you can see that our house, you can literally see
I know,
straight from
all the way
here.
down. You guys told me that.
And there was even a
Yeah.
BMP here that came up, like it came from this way over and up, and it's like, you guys didn't just hit us with 30 millimeter?
Didn't do anything about it. That's nuts.
Stupid.
I mean, at some point, you kind of, I mean, like you said, it's not just a question of
Actually, no. I think the BMP came from back there because that's a road. And then I think when our rocket failed to kill them, they went this way and then over to the Georgian side.
Okay. And then the Georgians were back that way a little bit.
Yeah, they were behind. They were behind. I think we were the furthest ones in the village at one point. But
wow. Fair amount of damage on some of these buildings, but it's from the rear. Is that Ukrainian artillery at all, or?
well, if our artillery would have been from that way, so probably not. I'm sure they probably artillery the shit out of the people moving to take this area back.
Okay.
I'm sure some of this is probably ours, but I know I burnt one house down on accident, but that was from the rocket.
Shit ton of bullet holes. I mean, I don't know. I'm just surprised because you guys told me exactly how the house was, and it's exactly.
I mean, like literally, like I can't believe they didn't. Like, there's no reason they shouldn't have hit that building.
None. That'd be the first thing I'd target. I'd be poking around.
Especially
here,
with guys standing there shooting PKMs out the window, and like we literally, that window you can see, I shot 7 rockets out of it in one day, and they didn't hit us.
It's perfect fields of fire. It's got elevation. You've got visibility, basically 270 degrees around.
That's what I mean. I can't believe it. There's no reason they shouldn't have killed us.
Like the first building.
Like looking back on, it, I'm like, why did we stay there for 5 days for no reason?
Set on fire.
Is it weird to see it from the Russian side?
Yeah, it's a little weird seeing it from
Yeah.
the side. You're just like,
Well, and like by day 4, all the houses in front of us were already torched like this, and our house still had a roof on it and everything.
yeah, it's like one of the last houses with a roof on it. Yeah, that was insane.
That's a 30 millimeter that hit that.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh.
Did you tell them these guys were fighting up until here?
Молодцы, что вы стояли.
I appreciate that you guys
Не
helped.
дали пройти, потому что мы дальше стояли, ждали.
Didn't let them through because they were behind you, waiting for those guys to come through.
Yeah, at the time we didn't know that. We thought everyone was next to us.
Да, мы тоже думали, что мы, бежали, что вы молодцы.
Yeah,
Can we-
you guys did a good job holding.
Can we get a photo of you guys together? Is that
No,
cool?
I don't care. It's up to him.
Вас фотографировать вместе с ними.
It's like a reunion. So,
I'm sorry about his house.
yeah. Not your fault.
I think that the Russians were actually using that at one time, I think, too. It was either that one or this one.
Либо где-то вот здесь они тоже были русские.
В нашем доме были наши разведчики, и когда в мой дом попало, они сразу выбежали.
Our reconnaissance
Ну там был
guys,
один раненый, кто-то
they
из
were in
них
the house,
живой.
Then they took a shell and then had one guy wounded, then they left.
Yeah. That's insane. It's weird looking at it from this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Вообще очень странно смотреть здесь с этой стороны, потому что они были стоя смотрели сюда.
It looks like they're cleaning up. I mean, sort of, but
Yeah, it'll take
slowly. What is the? Are people coming back or?
А люди, которые уже возвращаются сюда назад,
Ну потихоньку, но здесь же нету ни света, ни газа, ничего.
slowly back, but there is no power, there is no.
Yeah.
Некоторые приезжают, так как я вот так посмотрели день, да и
Yeah, some
then
people
назад.
like him just come back, take a look, and leave.
Has the mayor and stuff? Have they came to survey to figure out how they're going to start? The government's going to look at it.
Приезжал мэр, там посмотри, как они будут начинать отстраивать там или ремонтировать еще.
Not yet.
не имел
Yeah.
информации
I
такой.
think mainly it's been like Irpin, Bucha, and Baradansk. But hopefully soon they come and people can rebuild.
Что скоро приедут помогать.
At least,
Приезжают, пускай только закончится, все.
at least they build their houses good here. In America, there'd be nothing. It's all wood.
Дома хорошо строите. В Америке уже ничего не осталось.
It's like the thickness of the fence there.
Это как это.
Строили как могли.
Built them as we could. Like we could.
Yeah, it's weird looking at it from this way. They had a lot better stuff for cover over here.
Yeah. Except for our house.
We should keep going. You guys
Yeah.
want to back? Yeah. You guys want to see the pontoon, or you guys want to see if the?
I don't. Do they still have the pontoon bridges back there? They move them.
Там понтон остался, русские уже убрали оттуда его.
Убрали вроде бы как убрали.
Or like they moved it? Because I think the Ukrainian mortars or artillery took out the bridge, I believe.
Украинская артиллерия или минометом это мост взорвали.
Because at one point they had like one over there, and then there was one like I think straight.
Да, мы видели со спутника.
Yeah, he said we saw it from satellite.
Видели, как их взорвали.
How they were blown up.
Because that's how they were getting the tanks and stuff in here, like the BMPs that were crossing that. And I think like the fourth day is when they hit it.
Ходили сюда.
So they have they're
Подбитых видели, да.
Там есть еще, да?
Ну вот здесь.
За углом, да?
Да.
There is a BMP that's still there.
Скорее
You can take a look.
good.
It's
Fuck
behind the
them.
Is it okay if we go through his yard?
А можно пройти мимо
Да,
ваших?
вот так,
Смотри.
проходите мимо,
Just,
там
just go straight and it's there.
да, налево поверните, вдоль речки. Тут рядом вон.
Take a look.
At one point there was a bunch of blown up BMPs here.
That would be.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, just real quick, everybody stay on the road because there's unexploded ordnance all over the place. Don't wander off. UXO is a landmine. Hey, this is their chimney.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, we was at one time. Insurance isn't going to cover that, is it?
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do the rebuilding.
Yeah.
Hey, there's more boots.
Slowly but surely. Oh yeah, more. You guys see all the Russian combat boots left over?
Nobody wants them. Put them in the trash where they belong.
Yeah. Just like that tank that we saw. Yeah. You got Elizabeth laughing.
Fucking ridiculous.
What's up?
Yeah, so this must have been where they came back to get that on the second road. I think think that's the BMP over here. But yeah, the Russians were coming from that way. Fuck, they might as well bulldoze half these houses.
Where's the BMP?
Yeah, I think that's smashed. I wonder if that's the one the tank hit. Because I would assume they probably towed that one back. Maybe not though, I don't know. There's where they're freaking crossing. Lovely little fighting position. Or they're hooking their water back up, I don't know. Jesus. So they must have had stuff back here at one point then.
So these would be Russian fighting positions.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think the Ukrainians were actually really dug in at the start.
Yeah.
I don't think they realized they were going to get this. The Russians would move that quick over here. Good spot for burying some of them.
These are all Russian fighting positions.
No, Ukrainian. Jesus, they were dug in good here if this is what they were using though.
So this would have been.
Ukrainians built it like that, or if the Russians did?
I'm going to assume that's probably,
That looks like recent.
that
This
looks
like
recent
an
right there. Well,
actual-
some of that's recent.
Yeah, I feel like Ukrainians probably.
They might have dug these originally, but they definitely didn't hold it real well right away.
These would have been good positions.
This looks way too nice for the
Yeah.
Russians to have
Yeah.
easily dug in.
It's probably
This is probably Ukrainian then. Well, there's some Russian uniform.
Oh yeah. I guess so. Russian uniforms.
This could have been their initial position too. This could have been the initial Ukrainian positions that they had to pull out of. More pieces of it. Fucking Russians. Surprised there's not more liquor bottles. In Bucha, it was all liquor bottles everywhere.
Yeah. That's how you can tell it was Ukrainian, because there was no freaking booze bottle.
Jesus.
So I'm guessing after they retook the city, this was the new Ukrainian line. So after you guys
Yeah.
were gone,
They might have had these built up right at the start too, but probably not this nice.
yeah.
It's freaking insane. That'd have been shitty trying to get the Russians out of this if they were here.
Yeah, would have taken forever. What's helmet? Hey, that's that BMP crew helmet. No, I'm serious.
Looks like it got what it deserved.
No, that's a U.S. Pascat. Actually, maybe it is Russian camouflage pattern.
That's insane. Oh, there's some nice missile part from a grad probably.
Hey, you guys, let's not go down that road.
Go back the way
I
we
don't
came.
know
It's
that
probably
the
safe.
village has been cleared that well. So stuff like that just gets the fucking butt hairs standing up. I don't like it. You guys want to go down the BMP road and look at the BMP?
Good.
I imagine that one's okay.
What a fucking waste. What a waste. wonder what they did with all the dead Russians.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's part of a RPG too.
More Russian.
What's that?
So some of this, you guys.
Oh. They got nailed.
How did this one get killed?
I don't know. This one probably, I don't know. Whatever hit it though, hit it hard. Artillery maybe?
This is just completely melted.
I don't think anyone survived that. Their uniform did.
Yeah, but the rest of his body is fucking over there somewhere. You'll find it if you look for it. So,
Luckily for the Russians, the Ukrainians actually respect dead people and bury them.
what do you think? Impact, penetration,
Yeah,
fucking
some.
blows up from inside.
Yeah,
See this flash?
they had a 30 millimeter on it.
30 mic. But you see the something hit there.
They just
30
got
millimeter.
obliterated.
Yeah, I got fucked up. That's all detonation from inside.
Yeah.
So his ammo rack fucking went up.
Whoever was in there was definitely not
fucking done, man.
not having a happy day.
All of them was done.
But again, at least they picked the body up.
He had a full upload, dude. Look at all his 30 millimeters.
Yeah,
This
that's-
motherfucker,
yeah.
He's got his PKM fucking belt there, and this dude had a full fucking upload when he went up like a goddamn fucking firework.
That's insane.
Yeah. Ammo carrier, somebody.
Somebody had a bad day.
And had a really bad day.
Hopefully it
man.
was 6 of them.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh. Jesus.
How you guys holding up?
Good.
I don't know. For some reason, it just gets me.
I don't even know how they're going to rebuild all this shit. It's going to take years.
It's gonna take a long time. Especially because they won't get comparative effort. It's going to be all the stuff.
Yeah, I think Irpin was their main one there. Irpin and Bucha,
Yeah.
like the more suburb areas, what they're focusing on right now.
Yeah.
I think this was sort of actually like a resort town anyway, I believe.
This part right here?
I mean, it doesn't make it any less important, but I
Sure.
think this was more of like a village and then like relaxation type thing for,
Little happy thing in the woods.
Yeah.
The, I mean, Irpin itself looks like, you know, the epitome of suburbia. It's all
Yeah.
like little Gucci coffee houses. I mean, all burned to shreds now. But
but hopefully they actually get some camouflage. Hopefully they get some support here quick. There's a-
creme de camouflage. It's in French. Le
There's more
eau
of
de
it.
Savillon. It's got a fucking smell to it. That's not. Is that? Yeah, it's professional fucking pro. That's fucking silly. Someone's laptop. Auto-booted. You know, I'm not seeing our MRE, Russian MRE rappers.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty.
A lot of booze bottles. In Irpin proper, there's MRE rappers everywhere.
Dude, I tried one of those Russian MREs. We rat fucked some Russian corpses after we found them in the north,
You guys see all the booze
and they're
bottles?
terrible.
They're bad.
Yeah, they're fucking disgusting.
Every one of them has crackers and cheese or something, and then
I love their canned mystery meat,
the canned Mr. Meat.
and then the expiration date's like 1995 on them.
I found some that had 2022 expiration date, but you know, the vast majority are already expired, right?
Well, we found some of the newer ones that like their cardboard ones that are pretty decent, but
Yeah.
so a lot of the old ones that we found in the north and shit were just disgusting.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be something I'd eat. I tried it and it wasn't very good.
Right.
I'd probably just starve.
You want to, now that we're on a main road, you want to bump over and see if that tank's still there?
Yeah, we can go see that BMP's there.
Okay.
Dude, that thing, I wonder if that turret's in one of those houses, Tim. That turret from that BMP that went and launched off that one from that tank hitting it. I doubt they'd get that moved out of the way pretty quick, but
It's like Irpin itself, all the armor.
it took a
is clear.
freaking,
What's that?
that took
Yeah.
a tank round or something to it.
They're repairing it. But they haven't even cleared these vehicles, so, or that BMP, so the other one's probably still there. You guys want to bump over one road?
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out. I just, those dirt roads get me a little fucking. This town was taking look at the little courtyards and stuff.
Dude, the houses are nice.
That house is really nice.
Yeah, nice little courtyard.
The one we were in.
I don't think anyone took photos before or during when we were here, did they? I
I
mean,
know Kevin's got a ton of videos.
a majority of these weren't all completely torched until like the fourth day.
Right.
But like the places, it was nice. I mean, well, you could. I wish we had a photo of our house. Our house was really nice too until it started getting smashed. I still can't believe they never hit us.
I'm blown away. It's
crazy.
Unintended, but
At least that one tank round, they went through the garage on it. But like, how did you not hit anything else?
yeah.
I can't believe the garage is still standing.
Yeah.
No, I have no. Yeah.
I wonder if there's still food in there.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I'm sort of just want to like open the door and look, but
Luck or divine providence.